26, the Pistons in that quarter. What was different for you guys?
I mean, we played together. I thought in the first half we were disjointed for whatever reason. But in the second half, I thought we did an unbelievable job of playing with one another. We shared the ball. We made plays to make each other better on both ends of the floor. We were looking out for one another. So I think that was the difference. And I didn't like the way we played in the first half, but I thought the second half was a clear vision of who we are.
And what did you feel like you got out of your bench tonight? Seemed very balanced.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've got some guys that can really help us. You look at what Torian did, what Jared does. Dylan, I thought, was really good coming off the bench tonight. I think we've got a lot of guys that can help us in different ways and can continue to play the way we want to play. Active defensively, getting deflections, forcing turnovers, them being able to get out and run, share the ball, knock down shots. I thought it was really good. And, again, once we get ourselves whole, we can kind of solidify a bench unit. And I think we got an opportunity to be really deep and really good.
Kelsey Russo, The Athletic. JB, I was curious, have you started to see Darius get his rhythm back? He scored 14 points tonight, but he just kept seeming to find the rim and shot after shot. But have you seen him find that rhythm?
Yeah, he's definitely, after a layoff and then dealing with the injury that he was dealing with, all those shot making, abilities that he has, like if you can't raise your shooting arm, it takes a little bit of time to get that rhythm and get that touch back. But the more and more he plays, he'll get that back. And I think tonight he started to find it. He made his threes. Those finishes at the rim are extremely difficult over big guys. And he's got all those little tricks in his bag.
And then you kind of touched on it a bit with Dylan. He only had 8 points tonight, but what do you see as his impact, especially, in this game off the ball? Because he had those few threes that were really key, but especially how does he impact the floor off the ball?
He makes the game easy for everybody else. Offensively, he makes the extra pass right away. He makes the right cut right away. He's got the ability to space the floor because he can shoot it. That makes everybody else's job easier because he's more, he's a threat. And then on the defensive end of the floor, he's always in the right place. He's got great length. He's got great hands and IQ. And, he can be in two places at once. He gets a lot of deflections. He helps his teammates with the right rotations. He just makes the game easier for everybody else.
Spencer Davies, basketballnews.com. JB, do you notice Jarrett's instincts? And for somebody who's 22 years old, I know he's got 3 or 4 years of experience in this league, but just instinctually knowing when to roll, when to slip, and also knowing where guys are so quickly for him being on a new team. Does that stand out to you? And like, what are you observing about how he's gotten acclimated so quickly?
Yeah, it definitely does stand out. He has advanced when it comes to the pick and roll game. His ability to read coverages and understand opposing teams' game plans puts him in a great position to make the next play, whatever it may be. If they're trapping, he knows how to get out early, find the pocket where he can be available, and then make the next play. If they're in a drop, he knows how to roll all the way through the rim to get the late look. If they're pulling in the weak side, he knows how to find the opposite guy for the kick out. So he's outthinking the defense and not just reacting. Like, you can tell he has a plan, and that definitely stands out to us. And again, it's another way to, it makes us better as a ball club.
And then you always refer to Colin as a walking bucket, but just over the last, week or so that he's been back, the way he's finding guys, I just wanted to ask you about how much you guys have worked on that lob, because that's something that he struggled with his first couple of years, just with getting deflected and not putting it on the right spot. And then also those pocket passes when guys are darting towards the bucket.
Yeah, no, we work on those lobs literally every day. With our centers, we feel like we have 3 of the best lob targets in the league and vertical spacers in the league. with Dre, with Jarrett, and with JaVale. Those guys can go up and get it, and it puts a ton of pressure on defenses. So we literally work on it every single day. The understanding of when the play is there is something that we work on. And he's definitely committed to it. He's gotten better at it. And then understanding, when the trap comes and when the play is in the pocket. That play is going to be earlier. The lob is going to be later. So I think, him recognizing that is definitely growth for him.
Fedor.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. Hey, JB, we talked before the game a little bit about the mini scoring funk that Colin was in over the last two games and the adjustments that he had to make to combat these defenses loading up to stop him. What did you make of the adjustments that he made tonight?
Again, I thought he read the game the right way. I thought he recognized how they were playing him in pick and roll and where he could get his shot from. And I also thought he played with great patience, and that's what, he, in the pick and roll, you don't always have to go 100 miles an hour. You want to give the defense an opportunity to get into coverage and make a decision, and then you have to take advantage of whatever that decision is. And the way he was playing and the patience he was playing with, he turned it into a 2-on-1 and waited for the big guy to make a mistake, and then he was able to make whatever play he needed to make, whether it be shot or pass.
Joji.
JoeGcaz.com. Coach, you were without Larry Nance, Kevin Love, JaVale McGee didn't play tonight, and you guys still had 66 points in the paint. What does that say about the philosophy and I guess you guys tonight, your effort tonight?
Obviously, the closer to the basket we can get, the better. But it says that one, we're playing with great spacing to give guys room to get there, which is an area we needed to improve upon. Two, we're being aggressive because we're attacking to get into the paint. And three, we're making the defense shift because we're playing against a lot of closeouts where we get an opportunity to beat our man and make the next play. So, it's always a point of emphasis for us. We want to put pressure on that rim as much as we possibly can. Hopefully get us, some more fouls and get us to the free throw line as well from that.
Going back to that off-ball movement you were talking about with Dylan, but just even with Torian and some of the other guys as well, do you feel defenses getting worn down as the game goes along when you do that stuff? And how does that benefit you if you do?
Yeah, guys get tired, and our league is an offensive-minded league. So if you've got a choice to make, a lot of times you save your energy for the offensive end of the floor. So the more we can make guys chase us and feel like they have to catch their breath, it's going to open up some easy opportunities, in back-breaking time. You get a backdoor cut in the fourth quarter, it's magnified. You get, an easy run out or a slip, it's magnified when you get that layup because it's back-breaking in those moments. So, it's definitely something that we're cognizant of, and we want our guys to make defenses, feel heavy-chested when they're chasing us.
That back-breaking moment, that's actually a good segue into the next question. Torian had one of those. He darted towards the rim and got a dunk. He's also getting acclimated as well as Jarrett has. Are you seeing more on the playmaking side from him than you thought you might before?
Yeah, again, you never really know until you're with guys every single day exactly who they are. I think, to me, his personality, has been what we needed. The way he competes at it, the way he pulls his guys together, the way he leads. But he makes the right basketball decision. He has the ability to make shots, but he knows, like you said, that play in the corner, the defense went to help. He went and found the right cut. If the defense collapses, he finds the kick out. So I think, the more of that we get, the better off we're going to be. And, again, we're pleased with what he's brought so quickly.
Last one, Fedor. Go ahead, Fedor.
JB, to follow up on Torian, he wasn't playing in Brooklyn for most of this year, and he was one of your most impactful players tonight by metrics. Obviously, you were high on him the minute that this front office acquired him. What did you see from him that made you believe he would be so great for you guys?
Stylistically, he fits the mold of what we're looking for. We're looking for, guys who can play multiple positions guys who have the ability to knock down shots, who have athleticism, who can run the floor, and then on the defensive end, guys who take one-on-one challenges and compete. And he had that. We've seen that from him in the past. But I've been even more pleased having him every single day with how he makes his teammates better, how unselfish he is when he attacks to make the right read. So again, I think, he fits the mold, and we're definitely glad to have him.
I was going to ask you, did you expect this?
You never know how quickly, how people adjust when they're traded. I remember him from his time in Atlanta, and we had hard times playing against him. So I knew what the potential was there. It was just a question of how quickly he got acclimated and we could get it out of him.